Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Judy's Creations in Crochet. I want to welcome everybody, my new followers, and those that have been with me from the beginning. I'm always happy to hear your comments, and I hope you have subscribed, and hopefully you all received the very small, short, I should say, video that I released on Monday. It's a special surprise video, and if you weren't notified of it, that means that you haven't turned on your all notifications. So hit the bell and hit all. Today, though, is my usual Thursday podcast, and it is February the 22nd, 2022. What an unusual date. 0222 2022. That doesn't happen too often. So today I'm concentrating on hand-dyed yarns. I have been showing you a little bit of hand-dyed yarns each week, but most of them were from a while back. And I wanted to finish up with hand-dyed yarns by the end of this month, and today is the last Thursday of the month, February being so short. And I really wanted to see how many different companies I could tell you about in this one episode and finish up with hand-dyeds, because I've had them sitting out here on the table and around me, and I'm ready to get them put back away. So I'm going to see how quickly I can get through them, and if I can tell you about as many as possible. But just before we start, which introduces the hand-dyed yarn, let's talk about what Hope and I are wearing. And it looks like we're wearing the same thing. And we almost are. We're both wearing the same scarf. I'll show you mine first. The same pattern, but different yarns, different colors. So here is mine. As you can see, it's very much my colors. And it is a quite long asymmetrical triangle called Stepping Stones. And this pattern is designed by Rachy Newin. I hope I'm saying her name right. And I remember when she was designing it, she asked her followers what we thought she should name it. And mine was the name. So this is the one I'm wearing. And the one that Hope is wearing, as you can see, is a little brighter. It is more of a rainbow. It ends with that pink down there. It's very pretty. I like it. But I'm sure you would have figured out that lime green is not really a color I care for myself. It looks beautiful in this pattern, and I enjoyed making it, but I was quite happy to get this other yarn, and I liked it so well I wanted to make the same pattern again. Same yarn, same company. They're both from, I'll show you in a minute, they're both from the same company, same pattern, same size and everything. So the company I bought this from, and I did these, I have to say maybe 2 years ago or maybe more. And the company is Apple Tree Knits. And I ordered these two skeins. They actually came in cakes, I believe. And I thought I ordered another cake, but I can't remember what. And I ordered this one. And this one is 100% mulberry silk. It's a very thin lace weight, thinner than these, and I couldn't find any. I mean, if you go on their site, and their site is appletreenknits.com, and they are in New Jersey. You will see their various colors. I don't think they have that one anymore, which was called Rainbow. I don't know what this one was called. So I can't be sure of what they're made of, but it's extremely soft. They're both of these are fingering weight. I want to say this one somehow feels just a wee bit softer than that one, but I think they're the same. And they're soft enough that this one anyway, I'd almost think there's some cashmere in it, but likely they are mulberries. I'm sorry, no, merino yarn and some nylon probably, although one of them may have cashmere in it because it feels super soft and silky. So that's the first company I was going to tell you about is Apple Tree Knits in New Jersey. And I don't have any other information because this is all I have. I did go on their site. They are still there. And they do still have some gradient type cakes. So we're going to move on just as quick as we can to some other yarns. I'm going to keep going with two more that are in the US. The next one I want to tell you about is called Blue Barn Fiber. There's their logo. And I have several yarns from them. And I think you have to get them online. I'm just looking to see if it says a website. I don't see a website. They might be on Etsy. I've had these according to my invoice. I still had the invoice with it. I ordered these last April, so I've had them a while. So I can't really remember a lot about them, except that I can tell you I like the feel of the yarn. Now, this is, excuse me, this one is called Fire Blooms. Lovely color. And it says that it is 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. This one is the same base. I'll come back to it in a minute. I don't know if I got them all. No, I didn't get them all in the same base. So we'll do these two first, just to see the colors. Very, very pretty, very saturated colors. Orangey into the teal. And like I said, this one's called Fire Blooms. And it has 435 yards in it. Now, I have felt some cashmeres that feel softer than this. In fact, this one over here even feels a little softer. And it is the same base, merino, cashmere, and nylon, 435 yards. And the colorway of this one is Fairy Winkle. Very appropriate. And I think you can see why I would have gotten this one. Not only the colors, but I like the speckling as well. It adds a little life to the skein. So those two had cashmere in it, but the one was softer than the other. Then the next one I have here is a base called Rue. That's the base name, Rue. The colorway is Amethyst. Now, this one is 50% merino and 50% silk. And it definitely feels like there is silk in it. It feels very, very nice. And again, 438 yards. Quite nice. I forgot to mention that this company, Blue Barn Fiber, is located in Idaho. Very, very nice yarn. Then I have a shimmer base, and it's very dark, but I think you can see it has a deep teal greenish color, a navy color, and some purple, but very, very dark and shimmery. And this one is 90% merino and 10% sparkle. Very nice. And finally, I just had to get something like this. I don't know how it will turn out. It'll be interesting to stitch it up someday on my list of to-dos and just see how it turns out with all of these this beautiful rainbow within the sock. And it's called Squishy Sock. Colorway is Pepper Rainbow Gradient. So I'm guessing these are on a gradient, but they're probably interrupted by the black. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And this is 85% ultra-fine superwash merino and 15% nylon. And again, 437 yards. It feels very nice, as good as any merino and nylon. I find merino and nylon is quite often just as soft as getting a cashmere. Okay, so that's all that I got from Blue Barn Fiber. And again, like always, I will link every one of these companies in the description box below. So some of them have their own websites and some of them are on Etsy. The next one I want to show you is on Etsy, and it's a company called Weird Sisters Wool. And they are located in Washington State, I think Aberdeen, Washington State. Now, I got a number from them, so I have to, I bought this back, I think in the fall or late summer, and I don't always remember the situation with the shipping, but I have to think this is one that to buy one was fairly expensive to ship, and so by adding more and more to the cart, the shipping stayed the same. So it became more reasonable per skein. And this is probably the case with this company because I got a number of skeins from them. And here is their website, WeirdSistersWool.com. Can you read it? Is it clear enough? Now, this particular one is called TARDIS in 2 Nebula. Okay. They have a lot of different bases to choose from. And I found with most of their yarns, they had a pull-down menu and you could choose the base you preferred. And this particular one is called Beryl. Oh, Carol. Carol as in Carroll, as in the author. And it is 75 superwash merino and 25% nylon, and it has 463 yards. Now, for a merino nylon mix, this is not as nice as the ones I had in my hand a minute ago. But that's the first one I got from them. Then I got this one. They had quite a few rainbow and gradient type yarns. And I really like the rainbow look. And this one, again, is the Carol base. So everything I said about the last one is true for this one. And so pretty rainbow. I don't think, though, it's going to be one color into the next to the next. I think we're going to keep getting it repeated over and over. Again, it feels much the same as the last one. And then this one, I love the shades of green. Isn't my first color of choice, of course, but I love the shades of green in this. And like all the others, it's fingering weight. And this one, like the last two, is merino nylon blend 75/25 with 463 yards fingering weight. They all feel about the same. Then I wanted to show you, I have one more here, I think. Again, the same base. This one was called Befuddlement Draft. This one is called Gothic Peacock. Now, I can see where she came up with that color. Sometimes you just don't know what they're thinking with the color names. Again, this feels pretty much the same as the last one. Now, this one, I have to tell you, I have to say they have excellent customer service, because this one was a mistake in that it was to be this color, but it was to be on their sparkle base. And with all my order, they must have missed it and gave me the same base as all the others. And when I contacted them and said I didn't get a sparkle base, she was ready to get the one she should have sent me and put it in the mail right away. And I didn't think, and she didn't ask for this one back. So I really thought that was really good customer service. I told her no, I would get another order sometime and we could include it on that order. She shouldn't have to pay the shipping and the cost of another hank of yarn. So I was really pleased with the customer service. And also, they sent me a little mini skein, a free mini skein in the package. And I just love this color. And I wrote them and asked what color it was. And right away she knew what color it was. She said that it wasn't in the shop right now, but they'd be happy to dye me up one if I wanted. And I said that I would get one at a later date. So I thought that was really nice as well. Then I ordered two that were gradient. They actually showed the picture on what they call a sock blank. So I'll show you what I mean. This is a sock blank showing you the gradient of the yarn. Now they must have had, at least 3, 4, maybe 5 that I really liked. Couldn't get them all, of course, but they don't leave it in the sock blank. They actually, after they dye it, they skein it up. And that's what this one is. Okay, it doesn't look the same, but they have taken it apart and the gradient is there. And I tell you how I know. By the way, this is the same base as the others. It's Carol and it's the superwash merino and nylon. And the reason I know that this will turn out like that is because I ordered another one, and just give me a sec so I can show you a picture. And it is the pastel colors. Okay, it doesn't want to come up to the right place. Oh, here it is. And this is the one that I wanted. And here's another thing that I was really pleased about in their service. See how it starts at the very top of the picture. You see the pale mauve, and it comes down to yellow. And I love all the colors except, as you know, I don't care for yellow. And before I made my order, I wrote and I said, is there any possibility that you could make me that same gradient and just leave the yellow out? It would just mean that all the other sections would be larger. she says, no problem, we can do that. And they must have dyed it up in 2 or 3 days and had it ready for me to send it out to me. And it came like this. And when I looked at the two of them, I thought, well, they don't exactly look like those blanks. So what I did with the one I just showed you is I actually caked it up. And sure enough, there's the mauve to blue to green to pink, no yellow. And it is in a gradient cake. So I know that this one will do the same thing when I cake it up. I just didn't take the time to cake it up yet until I use it. So I thought that was another very nice thing they did for me. And they showed some other like rainbow sock blanks. I really did like the look of them. And I believe this is the same material as all the others. Yes, it's a Carol as well. So that is the yarn I got from Weird Sisters Wool. And I have to tell you, they have great service. And once I intend to make another order from them because I really want to get this one in a full-size hank. And I think I want to get it in sparkle. So I'll have to make another order. So that ends the companies that I ordered yarn from in the US. So now I'm going to move over. I have a little friend that wants to sit on things here. I want to now change over to my Canadian hand-dyed yarn. And I'm going to start with this one that somebody seems to like here. And this one, the company is called Nerds with Needles. Nerds with Needles. And their website is just that, nerdswithneedles.ca. And they say that they love working with all kinds of fibers. They like knitting and crocheting and spinning and other things, but their passion is hand dyeing yarn. So I have 4 different ones from them. We'll start with this one, Blues, that I like. This is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. Before I go on, I almost forgot to say that they are located in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. So they're right over on the eastern coast. And it has 357 yards in it. Merino nylon blend, feels about the same as the last ones I just showed you. And this is called Elven Magic. And then I got another one, same base, 80%, 20%. And this one is called Spunky Punky. Now that's quite bright colors. And I do tend to like bright colors at times. These are all fingering weight, by the way. I think it's quite pretty. And I think it'll be quite eye-catching when I decide what I'm going to make with it. And then I got one. This one's called Rainbow Love. And it is definitely a rainbow. I am drawn to rainbows, even if they do have yellow in them. And sometimes the rainbow has a lime green, but like this one back here, but not this one. It's got a couple of shades of green. And again, it's the same base. Oh no, this time it's 84% extra fine superwash merino, just merino, and 16% stellina. Can you see the sparkle in it? I think you can. But it feels just as nice as the last two. And I love the rainbow look. I'm not fond of that, but we'll see how this turns out. And the very last one, And this is my favorite. It's called Arabian Princess. And look at that. Reminds me of another skein of yarn I got a year or two back, and it was based on the blue jay. It was blue and black, but it was a different blue, and the black was blacker. See, some of it's gray. So this is the same as the last one, 84% superwash merino and 16% stellina. And again, I'm sure you can see that sparkle, and it is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. So that is Nerds with Needles in Nova Scotia. So we'll move that out of the way and go over here where I have my friend guarding the yarn. Yeah. The next one is Kat's Riverside Studio. Kat's Riverside Studio. And I think I made an order from this company quite a while ago, and then I did a reorder late this fall. And she is on Etsy, and she has her own website as well, so you can find her both places. Now this, you probably think this one looks a little bit different for me, but every now and then I like things that are a bit different than my usual purple. I can't buy everything purple and blue. Now the yarn does not tell me what it's made of. And by the way, she says she is located in Wakefield, Quebec. When I looked her up online, it said Ottawa. So Wakefield must be a small community outside of Ottawa, Ontario. So I think that's quite pretty. And I might combine it with, say, a brown and do a two-colored item. Unfortunately, this does not say what it's made of, and it does not say how much is in the skein. So I'm going to have to go back and see if I can find an invoice and see if it gives me this particulars. I have to guess, though, that this is merino. Just feels like normal merino or merino nylon, and it probably has 400 meters, which is 430 some yards. So that is one downfall with this company. They don't tell you anything, and you don't use it as soon as you buy it. You might use it a year or 2 years later, and you would like to know what's in it. And I'm going to say all of these but one are the same. So same thing, same company, feels the same, just a different color. And look at those pretty speckles. And the next one, my purples and blues, some pinkish rosy color. Again, very pretty, very pretty. It doesn't even tell you the color name on it. So if you wanted to reorder the same thing, I don't know. It's rare. I haven't ever had a company before that didn't give you the particulars on the ball band. Now this one, I know from the feel, either it has nylon and the others didn't, although I would assume I would only order nylon. So I would have to think maybe this one has cashmere in it, because it is definitely, you can see it looks different, the texture looks different, and it feels softer. So I'm guessing we have cashmere there. So I'm sorry I can't tell you more about these yarns. So that is something, if I can find the information, I might even contact her and tell her, You really should put something on the ball band so people know what they have. I don't think you all keep your invoices, and you certainly don't remember what you did probably even 3 weeks ago, let alone a month or 2 months or whatever. Yeah. You hear my whiny friend here? Okay, this next one was quite interesting. This was ordered from a company called Color of My Fiber, and she is in Laval, Quebec. And I ordered these 3 skeins of yarn, and each skein came with, I mean, it showed it, that was part of the listing, came with a mini skein. Now, I don't know which mini skein came with which yarn, and it probably looks like they all match one. They did not come with the same color that they were. So, for example, this one might have come with this, or it might have come with this. I don't remember. I took them apart right away because I intend to put these 3 mini skeins in my mini skein collection. But here is her card. You can see it's French and then English, the color of my fiber, but she's using the American spellings, not the Canadian spellings. And each one of these mini skeins is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. They are all fingering, and they have 80 meters in them. And 80 meters would be about 88 yards, maybe even a little less. So this color is called Dragonfly. I really, really like that. This one is called Pink Trees. And this one is called Field Flowers. Now, I will keep these because, you know, I would bet she probably has full skeins in these colors. And that is one I really, really like. And I think it would be gorgeous with this. And I think the whole point of this was, you know, people that make socks, they like to get a matching mini with it. They make a pair of socks and they put the other color in the toes or the heels or the cuffs or all of them. I don't know if 80 meters is enough to do toes, heels, and cuffs on 2 socks. Probably just the toes or toes and heels. But that's probably what they do, and that's why they came together. I just like getting minis when I can to put in my collection because one day I want to put a lot of them together. Now, the full hanks are the exact same yarn, 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And this one is called Field Flowers. Field Flowers. I like that hint of teal in there. That's pretty. This one is Dragonfly. I thought one of these was called. This one's called Dragonfly. And there's nothing the same about the 2 of those. Nothing. Oh, I see. She's named the small one that went with the large one. They're not this. That's not the color name. It's just this one goes with this one. And Field Flowers went with this one. She's naming the combination. And then finally, since this one says Pink Trees, this must be Pink Trees. It is. And this is definitely not pink. This to me is a tonal, as is this. And I really like working with tonals in some scarf patterns because you can do a pattern, let the stitches take over and just have variation, but not be solid. I like a tonal better than a solid. So these were the 3 pairs I got from her, but I also ordered one more that really caught my attention. And this one is 100% superwash merino, and then it says 17 micron, meaning it's extra fine. And this is the color I got. And I will always watch for listings that have extra fine merino, because it's not finer to look at it. The thickness is the same, but it is so soft. You would swear again that there might be a little bit of cashmere in this. And it is, I really like it. It's nice and plump and squishy and soft as soft can be. Yes, and I would get more of this in the future. Now, that pretty much brings me to the end of most of the hand dyed that I have, other than, of course, my wall of expression fiber arts. I did have one more company I wanted to show you today, but I decided that, we are running short of time, and I have made another order from this company because I wanted more of one of the colors, and it probably will arrive later this week after I've done this video. But I think I will hold off on that one company, and maybe in a month or so, just for a break, I will show you that yarn again. And I do have one skein or two skeins from a few other companies, but not enough information to tell you anything about them. So I'm going to wrap up hand-dyed yarns for a while with what I showed you today. I hope you enjoyed seeing these various companies. I forgot to mention with this last company that I just showed you, that is in Laval, Quebec, that the shipping is free. Now, I don't know if that's just Canada. When I order it, because she was on Etsy, it just comes up with free shipping. So I ordered all of this, free shipping. And her prices were just pretty much the same as everybody else's prices. So that is something for those of you wanting to try out any of these companies that I've mentioned. The free shipping is the big deal. The others, the shipping was reasonable if you made a big enough order. I usually do order 4 or 5 when, their shipping is $20-some. One of the companies, the shipping was about $13, I think. But I don't know how much it grew with each additional one. But I absolutely love this one. Very nice and squishy and free shipping. So that's the end of hand-dyed yarns for a while. And next week, we're going to go back to looking at finished objects. I want to be careful to not show you too many at a time, or my little stockpile will soon be out. But I'm sure you're ready to see a few more finished objects, and I have finished a few things in the last week or two. But I did mention showing you sweaters, and that isn't going to happen for a few more weeks. Something has come up, and I'm going to have to push that back a bit. But I will have finished objects to show you next week. So until then, happy hooking.